A very deep story. One day, I looked at the fire and I asked, "Fire, are you the strongest?" Then the fire looked at me and smiled and said, "No, I am not the strongest, for water is the strongest. Because when water pours on me, I am quenched at that instant." Then I looked at water and I said, "Water, are you the strongest?" Then water looked at me and smiled. Then he said, "No, I am not the strongest, for the sun is the strongest. Because when the sun shines on me, I evaporate." Then I looked at the sun and I said, "Sun, are you the strongest?" Then the sun smiled and said, "No, I am not the strongest, for the clouds is the strongest. Because when the clouds cover me, the earth cannot behold me." Then I looked at the cloud and I said, "Clouds, are you the strongest?" Then the cloud looked at me and smiled and said, "No, I am not the strongest, for the wind is the strongest. Because when the wind comes, it blows me out of season." Then I looked at the wind and I said, "Wind, are you the strongest?" Then the wind looked at me and smiled and said, "No, I am not the strongest, for the mountains are the strongest. Because no matter how hard I blow to and fro, the mountains remain unshakable." Then I looked at the mountain and I said, "Mountains, are you the strongest?" Then the mountain looked at me and smiled and said, "No, I am not the strongest, for man is the strongest. Because man can climb through me, come down from me, and also uproot me." Then I turned to man and I said, "Mr. Man, are you the strongest?" Then the man smiled and looked at me and said, "No, I am not the strongest, for death is the strongest. Because when death comes, no man can resist." Then I looked at death and I said, "Death, I hope you are the strongest." Then death looked at me and smiled and he said, "No, I am not the strongest. For there is one who I tried to kill. Even while we killed him, he resurrected and he came back and he defeated me. And that person is Jesus Christ. For Jesus Christ is the strongest. So you need Jesus in your life, for Jesus is the strongest." Shalom.